Greetings, everyone. This is Kev, and this is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. Saturday night. Thank you for being here. As you guys get here, and if you are in the replay game, please go down below the screen and hit that like button. Or, if you are here to dislike, you can very well do that too, as it is your freedom to do so. Um, all right. Thank you to the members of the channel. I am always grateful to you guys. Uh, Let me give you a shout out real quick, and these are the membership badges. Okay. All right. Let me check. Let me get these guys out real quick. All right. So we got Greg, Aaron P, Phil Brad, Megalodonis, Indigo Flow, D Rock Den, American Negro News, Barry Little, Yamcha 11, Black Pearl, Andre 420, Revelated the Spirit of Variance, Builder's Table, Source C, Black Light Revelations 2. All right. Thank you guys for continuing to be here. And those are the membership badges as well. So, uh, all right. So, shout out to the habitual line steppers. Long live the habitual line steppers as well. And as I mentioned, the replay gang also. Um, um, yeah, just saw this as an interesting cartoon now. Uh, I want to kind of do this show without putting any disclaimers out there, because most of our people, when we talk about stuff like this, when discussing politics, um, many of us that are melanated, I'm talking about black, you know, unlike Kamala Harris. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that during this show. Um, you know, because of the because of what we face as far as our political views, we feel like we have to explain ourselves. After what I've been seeing lately on social media, um, I'm gonna have to just you know do what I always do because I have a platform like this, and talk to people, talk to people. You know what I'm saying? Up, Chaos Rain. I see you down there. Let me shout out Phil Brad. He was here. He's here first. Yeah, RPM. What's good? Says here we go. Yeah. Uh, all right. So, just this show is going on. So, I watch the debate. Not really the whole debate, but enough of the debate to get the picture. You know. So I'm not going to be super analytical about it because for those of you who have seen the debate, mm, why would you be super analytical about something like that? Um, I did somewhat tune into the debate when, people in the space were covering it. So, yeah, that evening. But what I saw was a mess. It was a hot mess. And I would mostly agree with a lot of the takes that I've heard on the debate as far as people who think more freely and are more analytical thinkers uh than what up Ray Hama. I see you down there. Yeah. Than the ones that seem like they are programmed and bought and paid for, and we will subsequently get to those guys as well. Yeah, it was a it was a mess. It wasn't something that was meant to be a good thing for Donald Trump, I would say. Um, to the untrained eye, saw you would have observed a takedown, a massacre of the man of Orange. But if you take an even closer look, all of this democracy that everyone is talking about was compromised. And I know people don't want to hear it. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. I want to be able to have faith in the candidates that I choose in the ballot box, but this is becoming a circus. This is becoming a farce, and you know, like I said, God help us all. But we're not really here like to. uh Yeah, everything's related. So I ain't gonna say what we're not here for. So let me put it out there. What TDS stands for. I'm sure you've heard of this before. This was something that was put out about some years ago. I don't know if it's been scrubbed away, but this is something that is making our people act a bit irrational when it comes to the election season. Is instead of healthy debates and discussions like everything should be, it's like vitriol, insults, shaming, using guilt. It's it's all of that shit, man. And I mean, like it. I mean, it's gotten to the point of ridiculousness just because of the principle of the situation. You know, why are our people, and is I'll just say it. Why are our people insulting others of our people over this, over an election? It comes once, but every 4 years. So, and but I catch myself asking questions that I already know the answer to because it's the theme of most of the live streams that I do. It's like there's always some type of division between our people. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. This election is one of the most divisive elections for Black people that I've ever seen. It's one of the saddest things I've ever seen. And it's not like I'm running around and I'm just like, I wanted to stop. Oh, I wanted to stop. No, I kind of like this kind of environment because we can all be honest about who we are. And but I rather people not bullshit about it. And the ones that I see bullshitting about it quite the regular basis is this might surprise some of you, Black Democratic voters. You know, all I know is this, and some of you may disagree, or some of you might try to deflect and project this. I have more conversations that end up crashing and burning, more so and more likely with a Black Democratic voter than a Black Republican voter. It is what it is. And it's just like it's confusing to me. Maybe it's because of the environment that I grew up in. I ain't gonna say it. I've said it before. You know, ain't like I'm trying to flex it or anything, but it's like people are like cursing each other out over this. Carlton Way one, what's going on? He says facts. Yes, Trump derangement syndrome. Let me see. I had a way of explaining this. basically just it's supposed to be like the ultimate reason for a black person to vote Democrat, because this guy is supposedly so blatantly racist and blatantly harmful to, you know, everything that is democracy, that we must fear him gaining power again. Why I say again? Because this man has already been president, and all of that gloom and doom, all that destruction of democracy and everything. If that was going to happen under this man, it should have happened then. What is he waiting on? What he's gonna say? I know I'm gonna get a second term, so I'll just wait till then. Like, what are you guys? I mean, it's I don't know. Maybe it's that I haven't paid attention to the tweets, or I don't know. I don't care about the little tasteless jokes, on certain people. And I mean, like, tasteless is tasteless, but we come from a community that basically dragged a dead man for being on YouTube. So uh, I don't get why a lot of us act so high and mighty in some instances, but we act so low in others, and we forget that we have these conversations. But guess what? Not me. Not me. So yeah. So anyway, so the general consensus, I would say, the general take on this debate right here is that basically what people saw was a 3-on-1. They saw one candidate getting softballed and saw the other candidate getting attacked. But the candidate that was getting attacked went for the bait. See, one thing they teach you in debates or converse, or you should know. I don't know if you're getting, I don't know if you're teaching, but one thing they tell you in debates is that you always keep your cool and you always stay on topic. You always stay on the subject. I mean, the issues at hand, and you persist. You don't let them get you out of your cool with a straw man argument. And that's exactly what was going on in this debate. There was a bunch of deflection. There was a bunch of not answering questions. But um, it's the thing is, if it's going to be that way, at least the moderator should be ethical. And I didn't see ethical or any kind of non-biased. So okay, so I'm going to tell you this, because a couple of these discussions have come my way already. Um, lots of folks say, and if you look at social media, you get to look at a plethora of opinions. But I'm hearing this stuff in real life too. That basically Kamala Harris destroyed Donald Trump in this debate, and Donald Trump is getting dragged for the the comment about the Haitians in Springfield, Ohio, uh, are eating the dogs and the cats. Like any old scary ass motherfucker that watches TV, or gets a couple of news reports and just over fucking reacts. It sounded He sounded like a lunatic. And one thing about and one thing about us in the black community, Carlton Way won. Unfortunately, Kamala will get 85+% of the black. Yeah, yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, and it's gonna be some craziness, because everybody would probably they're probably gonna get together that night at their election parties, and have their little Democratic gear, their Harris Waltz paraphernalia on, and they got the old family DJ getting ready to play some Frankie Beverly and Maze. Before I let go, let's do the electric slide for Kamala. I mean, shoot. I still think she's gonna win. It's not something that it's not a thought that's very entertaining. I'll say that. Yeah. But is leaning toward this might be a deadlock race. Is linked like because of the I am seeing a lot of our people like just on social media. It only counts for a very, very smidgen of folks because I mean, in the grand scheme of it all, how many people do really feel that way? Kiel Bonner said, "There's no way she wins unless she steals it." I mean, hey, shoot. I mean, shoot. We speculate on the last election because this supposedly the mail-in ballots saved the election. Uh, I saw the process of the mail-in ballots. They're mail-in. I mean, so and if I'm not mistaken, people could have checked their they could check online to see if their vote counted. But I don't know, man. Maybe I'm shooting in the dark here. To say that there was a lot of early voting booths. Just because of the what the pandemic did and everything else of sorts. But I don't know, man. I believe that we're already in a Kamala presidency because we're dealing with president's mashed potatoes for brains. Yeah. I mean, I mean, this the fact, like I said, the fact there's a lot of infighting in the black community is, or whatever you consider it, what kind, every community or diaspora, you know, it is, it's, I don't get it, and it's and I don't know. I'm not trying to victimize anybody, but in these conversations, the like is this is to you black Democratic voters, man. You guys are being pretty irrational. I mean, even resorting to insulting people because you believe that they are Trump supporters, or you try to look. Most of y'all say that shit. The black Democratic voters. Most of them say that shit because they get lost in the conversation very early, where they talk to somebody who is really analytical about it. You can say some simple shit. Like I could say something as simple as, uh, well, she took a picture with a bundle of collard greens just to appeal to black folks, just so she could be seen with them. It said she washes them in the bathtub. Hmm. And I mean, like, I know people beat that point to death. I know they have. I know that people bring that up, and really, at the end of the day, you know, that has nothing to do with her ability to do any job, uh, except tell the truth. And, for politicians, telling the truth is not their job. Their job is to get your vote. And yeah, that's very paramount. That's important too because they have to earn your vote. And our fellow black folks that are Democratic Party, voters and supporters, they want everybody that's black to rise up and get together and keep the orange man out of office, keep the blatant racists out of office, the tamest racist in the history of the I mean I have this idea. I do have this idea if they're pale skinned that they're somehow inherently racist. So it does not shock or surprise me. I just better not hear an N word come out of any of their mouths and we'll be cool. I know who you are. I mean, I don't have to, I mean, whatever's going on in my head when we interact is a lot worse than what would ever happen in reality. So, I mean, black people are mostly chill around those folks, but want to, and it goes back to what I was saying. Want to be all attacky, at other times. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know if y'all saw what I did there, but I don't know, folks. We have got to get it together. We've got to get it together. Let me get this off the screen because this ain't the focal point. I mean, really, the debate ain't the focal point. Is why are black people acting the way they are acting? Yeah. This is most of what you saw in that debate. And y'all want to know the crazy part? Trump was telling the truth about a lot of things in that debate. But when he said they're eating the dogs and cats, that was it for a lot of folks. It shut them off. It might have he might have lost a lot of support because of it. Because people, people base their decision making, especially if they're public figures, you know, they base their decision making on what others would think of them. And a lot of them is like, damn, would I support a guy that says that Haitians are eating dogs and cats in Springfield? Why would I do that? And then they're already calling him a racist. So to put a stereotype like that on Haitians, which are, uh, melanated people, and Asians as well, makes it sound blatantly racist. And people have been roasting him all over social media about it. And I knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen. And some of the jokes have been really funny. I should have had some memes prepped for this play. But I mean, anyway, I mean, they had these two white girls talking to each other and said, "Somebody I heard he eats like a Haitian." They had some Alf memes, because the main delicacy from Alf's home planet was cats. They ate cats, and that was and um I don't know. I don't want to tell a story that I have no proof of because then this people say I'm lying about this. So this is I'm gonna tell you this story, and this is for entertainment purposes only. So let's get this out the way first. It's like back in the mid '90s at the Montgomery Mall in my hometown. Uh, there was a Chinese restaurant. Korean. I don't know. I think it was Korean barbecue or something like that. It was Asian. It was Asian. They got busted and shut down because um they had meat in there that was not chicken or beef, or fish. I mean, some fish. They had some fish in there, but they had meat that was they. I mean, they had those meats, but they had meats that were not meats that you would find in your grocery store. I'll put it to you like that. So, in some instances, stuff like that does happen. But like I said, to say it like that in the middle of a political debate, and I mean the fucking shit was a circus any fucking way. So it could not have gone worse for anybody. You know, I mean, you don't get baited like that, especially when you got the odds stacked against you. I mean, he's a old man. The old. I mean, just old people. We're gonna be old one day. So if some of us are looking at the world like we are now at our ages, imagine what we're gonna look at and how we're gonna react when we get those ages. God willing, we make it. Yeah, Trump closed out strong. Okay. But it's what the general population what it's what some of us want to believe and what some of us are seeing. What we're seeing is a bunch of facial expressions. It was like Kamala Harris was trying. She was trying to become a meme. It was that's what I saw. She was trying to become a meme. So anyway, is so why are black voters who, and I'm not criticizing your choice. I'm not putting you down or anything if you vote Democrat. I wonder why you're doing it. If we aren't getting anything for our vote, then what did these ancestors die for that everybody always brings up? Kamala did had a solo interview and said the same thing she did at the beginning of the debate. I've been hearing about this solo interview. I haven't had a chance to check it out yet, but I will. Especially when Kamala had her hand under her chin, she was trying to impress black women with that. They're impressed anyway, man. She went to an HBCU, and this is their chance to get representation. If they can get a non-white woman in there first, then they have done it. It's history making. That's what it is. She was an AKA, so it was. I mean, the most colorist faction in the history of historically black colleges and universities. I mean, like, I know that's a shameful part of their history. The paper bag test, and Kamala Harris would have definitely got by, and she would have definitely passed that test. She definitely would have. So, uh, all right. So let me see what else I got here. Yeah. So I got this off of Rob's page, Black Light Revelations too. So shout out to him. It said Biden requests extension for delivering 5.8 billion in Ukraine aid. And this article was dated hmm, September the 13th, which was Friday the 13th. um, this is what you guys vote for. This is what you guys vote for. It always poses the question of, I get it. Y'all want some allies. That's what a lot of people say. When you tell them about stuff like this, and how the campaigns are already targeting other groups of people. You can see that. You can look this stuff up. We have this thing called the internet that people try to berate so much, but it has a lot of tangible, true, factual information on there as well. So, I'm not going to say this out loud. I'm not going to criticize the country itself. I'll say that, but it is, they're continuing to do this, and they continue to tell us that they don't have anything for us. We have no arguments in this. We have no dog. We have no dog in this fight. Just um the reparations thing should be on the table. It should stay on the table, but I don't think you're gonna see it in our lifetime. And it's a lot of money. Yeah, I heard about that Jill Stein Breakfast Club interview, so uh, I might react to it or something. Try to figure out some way to get it. Yeah, I mean, I'll just probably play the audio, but mm, say that 5 billion could sure do a lot of Americans. That 5 billion could sure do a lot of good for Americans. FBA specifically, they're not going to do anything specifically for blacks. She already said it. She said it 5 years ago. Somebody admonished me for saying, "Oh, y'all won't let that go." She said that 5 years ago. That's what I'm talking about. They claim like they hate Trump so much, and they give out these cookie cutter media reasons as to why they hate Trump. They hate Trump primarily because of the TV. Now, the optics of what they show you is pretty bad. Let's not lie. Trump is kind of, you know, out there. I would say. Like he's kind of out there. So yeah, but when they say they can't do anything and they continue to do stuff like this, you have to start wondering. I mean, or some of us who've been wondering since Obama, because in 2008, I was like, and I can openly admit this, I was like, now's our chance. Now is our chance. We got a black man going in. All righty. My president's black. Nah. Is that was not to be. And I waited to the very last day of his presidency. I waited to the very last day of his presidency for him to do something. And it didn't happen. So we shouldn't hold our breaths. We shouldn't hold our breaths. So all right. Let me look for this real quick. I want to show this. Okay, so let me see. I had something else. Oh, there we go. 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 What's her name? Tesla Figaro. Everybody's talking about her. You know, there are other broadcasts going on that's talking about her as well. And I don't know. We might all be saying some similar stuff. She annoys. Yeah, I'm sure she annoyed the hell out of a lot of people. She annoyed the hell out of a lot of people. That shit was uncalled for, unnecessary. She was extremely rude. She loud talk. I don't understand why people do that. Um, I had a supervisor years and years ago. His thing was, the person who yells the loudest is the person who wins the argument, and he credits his daddy for being the one that taught him that. And me not shying away from an opportunity to check somebody, I was like, well, and I took a risk too when I said this. I was like, well, your daddy, like kind of lied to you. That shit makes you look kind of foolish. All it sounds like is babble when you do that shit. You don't want to hear somebody else's point, and that's the problem with a lot of our people. You ever been up against somebody who just won't bend from a point? I mean, you may get like that sometimes too, but just gets loud, obnoxious, like, just what they're basically saying is they don't want to hear it. And she did not want to hear it. Tesla Figueroa did not want to hear it. Support, support your girl or else. That was her, and that's how a lot of them are. One thing that I do like about places like Facebook and Instagram, not Black Twitter. What up, Shatterstar? One thing I do like about them is that you're forced to read the comment. You're forced to read the meaning, not that your free will is removed or anything like that, but when people are talking to each other, it's loud and obnoxious. Especially when the other party doesn't want to hear it, and then even then, people will still choose to act stupid. One thing I was taught growing up is that it was supposedly white people that did this. Not loud talk, but always just wanted to be right. So they just become persistent, insufferable in the point they're trying to make, even if they're wrong. We do that, but we add loud talking to it, or start using insults, treat them like an idiot, belittle. She did all of that. She is your typical black Democratic voter supporter who has this derangement syndrome. She is willing to berate and belittle other black folks for the world to see, by the way. Because revolt is pretty big on YouTube. I think it has 3.2 million subs. I was like, yeah, that's a hell of an accomplishment for us, a black news outlet or a supposed black news outlet. It might be a plant because there's a black channel with a high algorithm. They give it to channels like those. One thing, so I wonder why everyone hates Trump so much. Let me answer that question for you. It's because the TV and the mainstream media told them to hate Donald Trump. That none of this hate came out until 2015 when he campaigned and ran for president. What was that, 2016? Whichever year that was, that's when all the hate came out. The black guy being disruptive at one of his rallies, I think in North Carolina, and he would say, "I like to punch that guy in the face," and then somebody punched the guy in the face, and he was dragged out. Stuff like that, making fun of veterans. Um, I mean, but a lot of that is a lot of if once you watch, they this is what the media is saying, and the optics look pretty bad. The media also said that he incited January 6th. They're throwing that on him. The whole Stormy Daniels thing. Um, but the reason why we as blacks supposedly hate him is because he's like the worst racist in the history of the planet, supposedly. And if he becomes president again, then somehow we're gonna all end up back in chains and back in the fields picking cotton, and they probably have us picking the strawberries too. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, why didn't he do that when he was president the first time? Then that's when all of the insults started raining. I mean, it said her overtalk stats are at 99 overall. LOL. No, it's at 100 because she wouldn't shut the fuck up to listen to anyone else. Like these folks couldn't talk for 1 or 2 minutes. Like not even a straight 60 seconds before she just got loud as fuck. Is I don't get people like this. It's and I'm just I know people ask questions like these. Is she married? Does she have a man? Does she have a woman? I mean, what Because she's one of them strong, independent types. Like, wow, did she encompasses a stereotype that many black women don't want, and get mad that men mention that they have these stereotypes: horrible attitude, loud, insufferable, obnoxious in their masculinity. How can we be slaves if we get no taxes on overtime or tips? That actually it's fear mongering. It's fear mongering. It's blatant. It's blatant fear mongering, and people are drinking the Kool Aid. We have this belief. Many of us do, and when I say us, I don't mean exactly you or me. Is that somehow our rights will be infringed upon and be taken away if Trump is back in office? And I mean, I just don't believe that it will happen. My belief is that it is what it is, whoever's in there. I think you guys are thinking that even with the chicks having a man or whatever, they don't act like that. The typical strong, independent. No, I've seen chicks with men. I mean, where you think all these dudes be getting cucked from? And and let's spell cucked, CUCKED. Cucked. Shoot. And this woman, if she has a man, is definitely with a cuck. That man probably sleeps on his side of the bed, balled up and shit, scared like a motherfucker. He just wants to have a good day. If he goes near the Xbox, he's done. Like his day is over with. Why you gotta sit play video games? And then it's just the next 45 minutes of straight fucking hell. Yes, those type of women are in relationships, bro. Yeah. Yep. And I see you down there, yo Joe. Happy wife, happy life type of dude. Man, obnoxious. Being a married man and observing it, it makes me sick. Yes, Trump is down and he'll lose and he'll be in prison later this year. We shall see. We shall see. But it's like just getting wrapped up in a political mumbo jumbo for my sake and for my the sake of how I view my people. I think that it's just I think that we're pulling stuff that we wouldn't pull with the so-called real enemy. We have this understanding with each other that we can just disrespect other blacks for thinking different from us. Okay. Kill Money and Drunk makes up stuff and wants to kick Haitians out of the U.S. over the lie that Haitians eat cats and spring. Uh, if I were to talk about immigration, if I were to talk about immigration, is the fact that yet here we go again. This is another group of people that just get to come here and get money. I mean, and they're doing it. And it's like they are like when it comes to stuff for us or for the working class American person, they always have this excuse like, well, the Republicans didn't want to do this, and the Republicans stopped this, and the Republicans stopped that, and blah blah blah. But they always somehow get this money and all these laws passed for other groups. And this is like this, and people be like, well, this is a beating a dead horse. No, this horse is alive, and animal rights activists should be like protecting this horse by now. Like this shit is fucking crazy. And I'm not saying people shouldn't talk. Shoot. There are those who there are black Democratic voters, and I mean, Yo Joe would probably not want to say anything about this, but you guys are being blatantly disrespectful for people who don't support Kamala Harris. Blatantly, and I'm seeing it is a bad look that this is in public. I don't normally care about. I don't. I know. I normally don't care about this kind of stuff. Well, hold on. I'm saying this wrong. I don't care about how other groups of people perceive us, but just for the sake of us that have just a tiny smidgen of hope that there might be something salvageable. Because at this point, it just seems like to me anybody that calls this a black community is starting to be wrong. It's a shame to see. Don't be. I don't want nobody singing "We Shall Overcome" around me. I don't. It's getting to that point, and if we can't even get something figured out like politics and what's good for us as a people, then why should we? Why should I care about? Why should I care about how y'all feel about another man? At the end of the day, it's about us. It's about me and you. And the only solution is to just move like an individual. Not act like people like this up on the screen. Let me pull this video up. let me, let me, hold on one second. I think I got it in my watch history. Uh, boy. Oh, there it is. Boy, she is going off. Tesla and Figaro. Even the people in the comment section was like, "No, they need to fire your ass." Let's see. Okay, all right, I got it queued up. I got it queued up. I'm not. I don't care who anyone votes for. You have a right to vote for whom you please. Yeah. So, so let me take this banner down and let me put fair use up. Because that's what we're doing. We're doing fair use. All right. All right, everybody. Let me check. Let me check my likes. I should have at least 9 likes. At least 9. Oh, 13. And I got a dislike too. I mean, I expect that. I mean, it's something that I do celebrate, but I expect that at this point, especially for shows like this, because you know, we as black folks, we're all supposed to vote Democrat and agree with everything that Democrats say, and they're gonna say stuff like, well, we can't do things overnight. So I know you have concerns, black people, but you can still wait at the back of that bus. So for that dislike, here you go.
Now I'm feeling objectified by your male gaze. Damn.
All right, so thank you very much. Share the screen real quick. So it's 10 of you here right now. Please hit that like. Please hit that like button because we want likes. All right, there we go. All right, I think I got it queued in a pretty good spot. Okay, I mean, yeah, let's do this. Let me see if I can make it bigger, just a little bit bigger. There we go. All right, so this is says live. Okay, this is the Harris versus Trump presidential 2024 presidential debate coverage with Tesla and Figaro. All right. Yeah. So you can see this for yourself on this channel. Fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use. Okay.
Mary Bruce and Rachel Young Scott here. Speak on behalf of the News Division. Based on what the sister said, the comments about grabbing by the feet. Looking at some of the allegations made back and forth, doing fact checks. You can find all that on abcnews.com.
Okay, I hear 2 voices. Hold on. Hold on. Is there a well, or where the
Love it. Right. I love it. I'm here.
Okay. Okay, yeah, this is a good spot. So a couple things I noticed about this. A couple things I noticed about this. Number one, she completely demoralizes a black guy coming up. I know some of you have seen this, but let me show this to y'all real quick.
But I do want to speak to the solution, because what Young Jock is basically saying is we got to get to the solution. And I just want to put this. I train thousands of people every year. Thousands of people every year to be organizers, to be candidates, to be operatives. This brother running for office. You have to be on the ground in order to do it. This brother's in the community. Are you not? You talk about in the community all the time. This is in the community. Everybody in this room is an activist, an organizer at some level in the community. So we are working towards a solution just because of the time and because we're responding to, in real time with the.
Okay, so this uh I guess she's throwing out qualifiers. When people do that, I get it. You're letting people know what you've done and how what they're trying to do is they're trying to qualify their perception. I have a right to feel this way. Or I can say this, or I can act this way, and this is what she is about to display. Yeah, this is you're about to see why everybody is talking about this.
They're saying we have to deal it in pockets, just like a track. We just doing just a track and feature every now and then. But make no mistake about it, that revolt, and hopefully we continue to have these conversations, which is why we're here. We can continue to flesh out these solutions. So it's not that we're not getting towards solution. We're just having a good old fashioned rap battle. That's all. And ain't nothing wrong with it. And hip hop, literally hip hop. Somebody asked in the comments, why is Young Jock here? And I just checked somebody in the comments and said, you got every right to be here. First of all, Revolt is a hip hop network. Let's get that straight. So if anything, we in your house. Well, so because I want to let you know how I defended you. Why is Young Jock? Well, first of all, you a human like anybody else. So let's first get that straight. Nobody get to decide who should be here and who should not be here. Rappers, literally, you've been telling the story from the beginning of time. It's like a jungle sometime, made me wonder how I keep from going under. Rap literally tells our story.
Can I tell them something?
Yes, you can.
I'm socially activated at this point in my life. Just 2 weekends ago, I teamed up with my brother.
Well, he has a normal haircut. Yeah.
Tory 100, Mr. Ray Daniels, P from QC, Luda, Jermaine Dupri. And we just gave out 1,000 laptops to our inner city youth on the south side, for Southside at the lake. So, and I'm not doing that for clout. I'm just saying this is my footing in the game. It's a receipt. It's a footprint.
Yeah. Because everybody love to say that nobody's giving back to their community. So especially black men. So I'm glad that he put that out there. So y'all do know some. We have a people that would use like one black man to just try to characterize one black man that does some criminal act and use that to characterize the collective. So if you can do that, you can definitely big up this man right here. That's all I'm saying.
And I appreciate when people ask those types of questions, because it creates a friction, it creates a conflict, and that's the only way we're gonna do something. They say iron sharpen iron. You got to ask those tough questions, even if it ain't a tough question. Why he there? Because I'm activated. I have a nationally syndicated morning show. I don't want to just regurgitate what I heard. It's just like I said at the DNC with my nice little suit on, speaking to Revolt.
Right.
Hey, I want to be in the room. I want to smell what's happening in the room, and I want the room to smell me.
That's right.
And the only way for that to happen is I have to actively be present.
Right.
Here I am.
That's right. We appreciate you being here.
Straight up.
And also, even if you wasn't activated, see, my job being the hood was to go get people who's not activated. So nobody, since we got Christian folk, if you're not a Christian, then don't worry about it. But it's about walking among people that are not activated. So when I was in the streets yesterday in Atlanta, I'm talking to the brothers literally homeless who are under the bridge.
Virtue signaling.
We got to get them in the fold. Anybody can talk to their own choir, but who can go bring people to go follow them up the hill? So we want to be clear that this space is for those who are activated and non-activated, because that's Trump's beyond. Here's where I'll give Trump campaign some credit. They follow the what do they call it? The lost man or the unspoken man. What do they call it on your side? The forgotten man, where they literally go and say, let me strategically peel off 1-2%. Let me go and get Icewear Vizzo in Detroit to peel off 1 or 2%. You have people online saying, oh, why they got Icewear? He got clout in Detroit. So while you ignoring that rapper in Detroit and saying, oh, he don't know what he's talking about, that 1 and 2%. The Trump campaign has been very strategic, whether y'all like it or not. They've been very strategic talking to those brothers that are not getting talked to. So we want to be clear that the non-activated people are important, and we want them here too.
Okay. All right. That's just her way of, I guess, trying to drag brothers into it. Like, somehow they're being victimized and tricked and hypnotized, and that's a strategic move for them, just overinflating shit.
So we're glad to have you.
3.6 million people listen to me every morning.
Yeah.
From 6 to 10 on my platform. So I'm happy to be here, man.
We appreciate it.
Word.
Brother.
First off, I'm gonna say, Jock, I want to give you the props for those laptops. I know it's gonna make the difference for those kids that you did that to. So people who are online, please just watch who you give who you're trying to knock and who you give respect to, because those are resources that you didn't have to do, but you did it because you've always been a real one. And so we, as a community, we appreciate you, and you should be, if anything, one of the first people to speak, because when people aren't looking, you're still working for us. And I do want to say this, and this is, Tez, I know you said one thing. You said, hey, you sit next to a big dog. You sit next to a big dog. But out of that whole stage right there, if Trump wins, only one of y'all going to the White House, and that's Michaela right there. And so we got to be honest on what we got to know. We have to know. No, what I'm saying is, hold on.
He spoke for 30 seconds uninterrupted. 30 seconds. It could be give or take 1 or 2 seconds.
The whole crowd, only one person. Hold on, let me just.
Let's hear
And this is why the black people. And when it comes down to,
finish your comment, baby.
When it comes
He can say black people if he want. He black. God damn. Like
down to a divide.
Focus on
When it
what
comes
you
down to
said.
a divide in our community, this is why. Because
he's trying to focus on what he's saying, but you keep talking through him. Stop. Like that's what I used to hate about panels. Like, shut the fuck up and let the other person speak. Shit, I know it's a spirited debate, but some people they do that just to throw the other person off and get them off their thought process. Plus, uh, you know, strong, independent black woman versus black man that maybe perhaps think differently than the collective of people. We whether we are under a boot or not, we as black men are supposed to just do as we're told. So if anyone goes against the grain, whether it's for a good reason or a bad reason, then that person is to be hated and to be scolded and treated like a fucking child. So
talking about everybody being so politically correct instead of in 4 years, what are we going to get? You mentioned chaos. Black people have been in chaos way before this debate ever started. We're in chaos in homeless shelters. We're in chaos when it comes to the Department of Labor. We're in chaos. The fact that Jock has to bring out laptops for the kids because there's not enough resources in our community.
Right.
And so when we have a sister with a different opinion than ours, it's about giving that respect. And the fact
So
that
hold on, wait a minute. I gotta wait. No, you're not. No, I'm gonna stop you because you're going on and on.
And-
this sister here is the one that invited this sister. So if I did not respect this sister, she wouldn't be sitting there. You're gonna put some respect on that. We're not gonna sit up.
the sister she is referring to is Michaela Montgomery, and Miss Figueroa is now upset that this brother is calling her out for the blatant disrespect that she shows her guests for simply not agreeing with her. And this is a problem amongst quote fingers, our people.
No, you can get frustrated and look down at the all of that. Relax. But we gotta set.
Why is she trying to demoralize him? Well, what the fuck?
Make sure we're very clear. This platform was designed to bring this sister here. So if there was no respect for the sister, she wouldn't be here. So let's make sure we're using the right.
So she was brought there to basically be taken down for her comments at a Trump rally in Atlanta, I believe, where she, basically says that she's not a Kamala supporter and, you know, just posed the Willie Brown question. I don't know if some of you remember that.
Context, brother. I don't mind you making the point about one sister going. This is the only sister on the stage that want to go. So let's also make that clear because I don't work in no White House. So I want to be clear about that. Everybody ain't trying to get a job in the White House. You can continue, but let's not act like she's not respected because she is. We just have a difference of opinion.
When people are yelling about who's a big dog,
I am a big dog.
And what I'm saying is,
I'm a big dog.
Out of this whole stage, only one person.
A red flag right there. She calling herself a big dog. Yeah. I'm a big dog. Come on.
Was standing on the stage with the presidential
and only
candidate.
one person on this stage flipped Michigan, and only one person on this stage organized over 2,000 people every year. Only one person was a racial justice director for Bernie Sanders. Only one, because remember, you don't want to do resumes because the sister already said she don't have no resume. So you might want to back that. Yeah, you did. You said you don't have like resume. Ain't but one sister to sing in public policy advisor for being corrupt. Let's go on to the next. Ain't but one sister signed in front of the check.
Just people. Some of our people will commend this shit. Look at how these guys are looking. Like I don't know if Young Jock is doing she telling that motherfucker off, ooh girl. Now, I don't know if he's doing that or he's doing the this is embarrassing face. There are just some people that just don't want to hear it. They do not want to hear the difference of opinion, and she's proven it. Oh, okay. Shatterstar says she asked Miss Willie Brown if Kamala cares about black families. Only Keisha's does that, not black women, but Keisha's. I have said in the past, and like I said, I should not have to explain myself, that black women at their most beautiful, in their most beautiful form, is the most beautiful woman on the planet. It is no contest to me. There are beautiful women of other nationalities, but they don't come close to a black woman. And the mouthy people like this, make it hard for that to be perceived as a possibility. Blame people like her. Stop blaming the so-called red pill podcast.
Question.
People. Oh, baby, I know you don't want to start doing the only sister. I know you don't want to start doing the only sister receipts because they were one sister served in the United States Air Force. Let's go on to the next person.
This is what this is.
See, who gives a fuck about what you've done at that point? You're acting like, uh, I mean, all those qualifiers you're doing out there, throwing out there, and people who are in that field do not want to work with a person who acts like that. It is beyond ridiculous.
I don't like the slight. I don't like the slight. I don't like the passive aggressive diss because I run these receipts.
That when you are talking directly to a person, that is not passive aggressive. You know, if he had said something like, well, one of y'all up there was talking about, I mean, instead of saying to her because he said her name. So I mean, people need to know what the meaning of stuff is.
Down. So let's go on because ain't but one sister served this country on this here panel.
4 years from now, black people have to decide what they're going to get at the end of the year. At the end of the,
to a whole veteran,
and we're dealing with the and we're dealing with
a whole veteran, and I'm a big dog.
the disrespect right here. 4 years. What are black people going to get at the?
Because you heard us say she don't have the resume that I got. So go on to the next sister. I'm not gonna handle your passive aggressive distance, baby. I'll run these receipts down on you. I'll run these receipts down on you. You talking to a whole veteran. So baby, ain't nobody impressed about working in no White House. I done.
She is so fucking triggered. She is so emotional. She is in her feelings. Damn. This is not a good look. There's no difference. There used to be few Keishas in most black women. Now, since the mid-90s, Keishas are the predominant black female and black women are the minority. Unfortunately, but see, here's the thing with the black women. The black women won't say anything about the Keishas. Some do, most don't. And this is why there's this supposed so-called gender war, so to speak, which is not really that, but people call it that because there's no accountability. It just isn't. Whether you want accountability or not, or think you can hold someone accountable, the accountability itself does not exist.
Turn it down. Ain't but one sister on here that on Fox News. Ain't but one that do 100 hits on Fox News. They don't call this sister. They call me. How many you do a year? How many do you do a year?
I literally do 30.
Baby, I do 100 every year.
And I said what I
do 100 per year. I do 100 per year. So yeah.
Why are you acting like this? Like, once you start saying it like this in that tone, who gives a fuck? And these are the people that's like, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. You could have said that differently or in another tone. Remember when old boy was still alive and having people call into his show? You could have said it in another way. What about old loudmouth right here? She could say it in another way, definitely. And you know what? You know what? Like I said, you know what I'm seeing more and more of sisters getting tired of this shit. I'm not one of those guys that's gonna run up to you and say, "Thank you, Queen." I'm not doing that. I'm just calling a spade a spade. No, you already got brothers out there. I mean, there's I mean, for real, is a plethora of TikTok brothers. I mean, it's not just YouTube, but they rampant on TikTok, and you got some people around here saying that they're using our talking points. They are using our talking points, and some of them are screwing them up. But see, the whole underlying message is we see shit like this. We see shit like this, and brothers, brothers specifically should have a right to be alarmed about shit like this. Like, what the fuck is wrong with these hoes, man? You know, I mean, more and more reasons for us to throw caution to the wind when referring to or dealing with these. I mean, I don't have to, but you brothers out there, wow. Shoot, that shit is crazy, man. Shoot, this is what's out here. shout out to Michaela Montgomery. She's basically just trying to explain herself, but
Came on the
I'm a
scene,
big
so
dog.
by the end
So
of the
I
year,
love my
maybe I'll be
sister.
there.
I love my sister, but you're not gonna
But you
divide
can't
us.
deny
Move on to
both
The real thing's going to be
you're not gonna divide us. You're doing a pretty good job of that yourself.
we need to be
That she trying to pull that pro woman, pro feminist shit that we black women. Nah, some black women getting tired of these hoes. And I know I just said that a lot of black women won't speak out on it, but some black women will. And I mean, like I'm saying, not that they deserve a cookie for it. They just see it just like they're actually telling you what they see instead of what they feel. And they're still women, so it's some of that shit, still emotional, but
really talk about black people in
Let's move on.
4 years. What are we
Brother.
going to get in 4 years?
get-
Let's not talk about the criminal.
she's trying purposely to fluster him, and the disrespect and contempt for black men gets a lot of leeway as far as our people. Um, just by me saying this, some people are gonna say that since I'm a black man saying this on behalf of black men, that I'm somehow playing the victim. I'm trying to victimize black men. No, If you are being disrespectful to someone or to a group of people, then it is what it is. And most people that say that crap, like we're trying to victimize ourselves as black men, are the main ones doing it. It's just nothing but projection. But this brother is simply, like I said, he can't get a fucking sentence out. This is what I don't like about how some people talk. And it's not just people like her. This is the problem with a lot of our people.
Let's not talk about the
Can we get the
charges.
next person up?
4
Are we
years.
still live?
What are
we
we
doing?
going to? What is Harris promising
Sir,
black people
I'm
in
done
4
talking to
years?
you.
That was
The
a
big
valid
dog done talking
question.
to you.
That was a
Let's
valid
get the next
question.
person up.
She wouldn't answer the question. She wouldn't answer the question. You have a debate with an average black Democratic voter with this, with this touch of Trump derangement syndrome, because that's all it is. What are the policies you like? Why do you like them? They're either going to be mainstream media talking points like, oh, well, we need allies. Uh, what about Trump? Basically, they're never going to have a good conversation with you. They this is why I'm mostly done having these discussions. Even when family bring it up, I'm like, nope. I'm very, very short, because I might be compelled to be like, really, you support a candidate. You support a candidate because you hate the other candidate, which is, I mean, fine, whatever. But the candidate you support tries to appeal to you through stereotypes, cultural references. She doesn't discuss policy with you. They always say, she doesn't discuss policy. She doesn't discuss anything. I mean, she discusses policy when it comes to other groups. And I don't believe that she has so much ever said she was black as much as you guys are saying she's black. Okay, we're talking. See, that's what you guys do when we talk about Harris. You bring up Trump. But let's ask the question that the wrong supporter avoids. What good did Trump do for black people in general directly, not with Congress, for us to vote for him now? What good did he do for black people that he's doing now? Why are you asking that question when Democrats and Kamala Harris have clearly stated, Kamala Harris out her mouth clearly stated, she's not doing anything specifically for black people? So Trump's the big old racist. Why are you asking me that question? I am not a Trump supporter. I mean, shit. I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, he pardoned some. He pardoned some rappers. He was on his way out of office, you know. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me show y'all something real quick. Because this is something that a lot of people get mad about right here. This shit, this image right here. This image right here. He called in, according to Black Democratic voters, he called in all those people for a photo opportunity, not to listen to their concerns, not to try to get anything into policy. Pardon criminals that wound up struggling with their wives, strangling their wives. That ain't doing nothing for black folks. I mean, it kind of. I mean, technically. I mean, shit. But you know what Joe Biden did for black people? Admonished them on a Zoom call and then signed some policies for Asians and trans. I didn't even want to run for president. Who remembers that? I didn't even want to run for president, but we had to keep the racist son of a gun from getting in there, so I ran. I mean, y'all too kind of keep get black women to hear our stance until we stop. Why would you suggest me speaking about an obnoxious bitch on a that was one of the rudest hosts is like trying to get her to hear our concerns or some shit. I don't care. Shoot. You know, I'm just the one that simply points out the fact that we do get treated like that because we try to do that shit. That black men should learn how to just take the bull by the horns and move on our own anyway without looking over there first. I really hate to be in a conversation with a man when his like girl is sitting right there, and then when I say something to him, he looks at his girl first before he responds. That's some weak shit. If that's what you is that's in the framing that you're speaking right now, no, that ain't it. That ain't it. So I agree with your comment somewhat, but you know, I ain't trying to do shit with these hoes. It's just that I think some of us we just get into pointing out how stupid it is what we are observing. And that's simply what I'm trying to do, man. That's all. You know, whether you are a Harris supporter, a Trump supporter, a couch supporter, whatever. Kiel Bonner. What are you what name did Kiel Bonner call you? Can you do can can't do it? Can you talk about some bullshit from the 90s? Black women have been the same for the century, worshiping white men, disrespecting black men. You don't speak for black men at Yo Joe. Okay. So Kiel Bonner answered the question, you're a slow witted moron. And then you turn around and say, Kiel Bonner, you're calling names, which is what he said Dems do. Well, you're a Dem and you just called him a name. Hey, I'm confused. Oh, like he called you a bozo after you call him a slow witted moron. How soon we forget. So that the slow witted moron comment and the was an answer like his like he answered that with bozo. So you're the one that started calling names first. See, black Democratic voters don't believe they do anything first. And we just proved it. Sorry I had to do that to you, man, but like look, man, we gotta start making sense. Black women have blessed us since the '60s, the late '60s. Politically, they stand with white women. Yep, Gloria Steinem and Dorothy Pittman Hughes. They what they did is what they did was what they're doing today. They used the mainstream media to push that message, and we listen to the mainstream media. If it comes on $1 million entity or a source, we listen to it automatically, and it doesn't seem like if you are a person that works a regular job that says fuck this shit, you'll have more people that claim that love you hating you for that. uh, Plus, Kev, the only okay, you were trying to. Nope, he was engaging in ad hominem. I mean, but you, what was it? Something I missed? No, let's see. Yeah, Obama engaged in ad. Can't do black. This says black. No, dude, you started this shit. I'm scrolling in black in the comment right now. Yo, Joe, what are you talking about? How do you say so much but say nothing at all? Or is that the ad hominem you're referring to? That somehow led to you calling him a moron? Okay, y'all do what y'all want, bro. I mean, y'all handle that. I don't get between men. But if you are taking a stance that I disagree with, don't see it as me rescuing or getting between men. That's usually the policy I carry. Oh, for real? Because he said you were saying nothing. He was just stating. Okay. You handled him quite well. All right. Well, all right. So let's go back because this right here gets a little bit more interesting.
I understand what
Yeah,
you
don't ever do that with me though. Don't ever do that with me. You'll get your friend embarrassed. Play with your little friends.
I would never be.
I hate that shit. People try to sit up there and use little veiled threats like their attitude is just superior and you'll get broke down and hurt. They do that. Yeah, what up, Marcus Romero Productions, man? Look, man. I don't be sweating that, man. As long as y'all come in. But like, see, she a big dog. That mentality, getting that kind of traction is the fault of us men who are scared. Man, what you doing, man? I wouldn't say that out loud if I was you, man. Oh my God, she gonna kill me. Man, but how? How's she gonna kill you?
Embarrassed.
Yeah, I just want to speak to the people in the Christian community. As a Christian, I'm actually very disappointed in some of their point of views, including the abortion rights. Tell people, I've heard a couple of conversations, people saying,
Yeah, the Democrats are running their platform on abortion, restoring Roe v. Wade, which is there are still a lot of babies being had out here. So I don't see how that impact. Well, I don't know. Shoot, but I mean, they're running a platform to continue to be. Yeah, RPM. Abortion is all they care about because they're tugging at heartstrings with it. Oh, they're telling women what to do with our bodies. Is our body our choice? All that shit. Plus, yeah, the only time black women seem to listen to a black man is when they physically find him attractive. It's not about the truth. No, we all know. We all know. Shoot, when they have the 666 package, that's when they'll listen. But I mean, outside of that, I mean, I use charm and wit. If for my real life experience, I kind of rope them in that way. Plus, I'm a little broad bodied, so I appear like a big strong man, I would say. So, some people it is off putting to some people. I get the big comments from the younger guys all the time, and I'm able to draw people, the right people. I would say, and especially with women, with older women, is I have an ability to draw them in too, but it's just that I can't not at a intimate level, nothing like that, of course, but I can use personality. I can use personality. So, yeah, did you hear about all the black women dissing James Earl Jones after his passing, just like Kevin Samuels? Yeah, and they're dissing James. Why are they dissing James Earl Jones? Is it because he married outside his race? Okay, here's the point of hypocrisy that we keep talking about. Was that it, Kill Bonner? Because they were crying about James Earl Jones back in the 70s. Oh boy. Yeah. But I guess that's their reason for supporting Kamala. Yeah. Uh, well, I'll get into that a little later. But I mean, since y'all brought the James Earl Jones thing up, if they're going to, and they're going to do what they want to do anyway, if they're going to support Kamala, you might, like I said, drop the colorism shit, drop that, and drop the interracial dating thing in marriage. Stop being mad at black men for that. And they gonna say they ain't mad at black men. We don't care. We don't care. Y'all want us to be mad. Y'all want us to be mad. I see an example almost every day. This is why people hate the internet and social media, because dumbasses be there proving me right every fucking day. Prove these spaces right every fucking day. And people try to ignore it, but no, no, I don't let you out that easy. James Earl Jones, man, get the fuck out of here. You can't marry everyone. You can't date everyone. That's what these dumbass people don't realize.
saying that a man can't tell me what I need to do with my body. But as a Christian, I just feel like, how can you agree with something or someone who says, when the Lord had already said, do not murder? So how can you agree with somebody who said, yeah, let's go ahead and abort, even when they have came out the womb? You know what I'm saying? And then the lady back there who said, Kara, was that your name? Who said, how can we agree with someone who said grab people by the vagina? Well, as a Christian, I'm agreeing with Trump, and I don't identify with necessarily either party, but this year I am Team Trump because of his policies. Most of the ones, when I go by line, they agree with.
Yeah, those are though. These people are out here now. This, we're not gonna sit up there and say, we use these particular women as the example of, oh, there's some black women, they sick of it, oh, they gonna vote Trump, yeah. But these women exist. I'm sorry, because the narrative is always is black men. It's we're the ones we're defecting to Trump. There are black men. Just okay, Stacey Abrams. There are black men. She says there are black men that are being targeted with misinformation and disinformation, and they say this stuff and they never provide proof ever. Kevin, if you're dark skinned, you better look like Morris Chestnut and Travis Kier from the show The OVT. Yo, LOL Swirlers dog black men out for wanting non-black women. They say they want white men because they're better. It's self-hating when black men do it, but not when black. Yeah, we all know that. That's the mentality. That's the mentality with a lot of simps too. That's what a lot mentality with a lot of broken men like Steve Harvey, DL Hughley, Ricky Smiley, Plaus. These niggas that's sitting up here trying to shake the finger at black men for making our own choices. Roland Martin. Shoot. Yeah. Here's I'm gonna explain this to it, and I'm gonna do a show about it too. So here's what I call the scandal mentality. The scandal mentality is they'll commend a they'll set and even celebrate a black woman being a hopeful white man, but get mad at the black man that does it right and marries a white woman or a non-black woman. Shoot. That remember the show Scandal? And I know that was a beaten talking point too. I mean, black women made that show a success. That show ran for several seasons. And then for those of you who gonna say something like a black man and a show couldn't be successful with a black man and a white woman, may I introduce you to the Robert Guillaume show? It was a show that played back in 1989. The Benson actor um was in a relationship like the show. Benson actor Robert Guillaume, he had this show called the Robert Guillaume Show. He the show was about him and a white woman being in a relationship. The show lasted 3 months. 3 months. You can Google this. Yeah, it stayed on for 3 months. 3 months. And said, yep, she was a side piece of the present, and he actually raped her repeatedly. Oh my God. Yeah, Dr. Umar dick polices. Yeah, he does. But like I said, Dr. Umar was right as far as one thing. Like he's pretty much asking the same questions that everyone else is asking. If you can't do anything specifically for blacks, why are you doing things specifically for other groups? And why is it that more people aren't asking this question? So remember that the scandal mentality. A black woman can be a hoe for a white man, but a black man can't be in a loving marriage with a non-black woman. They made that show a successful show. And the biggest slap in the face was he ended up marrying her at the end of the show, but it wasn't the marriage, it was the fact that her father was marrying her. I mean, and I've looked at that, I saw images of it, and because I didn't watch the show. I saw images of that, and I was just like, wow, that must be every black father's dream right there. Good Lord. Let me respond. Then I'm gonna continue this video. Umar Johnson only uses black men bunny hopping narrative because he don't want to be accountable to the group he supposedly stands for. Oh yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. Don Jizzle, interracial culture, hashtag SYSBM bros. Woke leftist supremacy is bad. Yeah, it's just another form of the same thing that they complain about. This lack of democracy. And they support Kamala dropped the double standards and talking about slavery. 15 million lost their lives over 400 years. 20 million aborted since the 70s. Ooh, shit. You mean to tell me more lives were lost in abortion than slavery? Oh my God. That is deplorable. That is fucking deplorable. Mr. Me Too, what's good? Who was the black billionaire that paid the student loan debt of the entire class of that year's Morehouse grads? He had a fine white woman and his sister hated his guts. Robert Smith. Robert Smith. Two things happened. One, you did it for you did it for young black men. One, you did it for young black men. And then when you do stuff for young black men and exclusively for black men anyway and black boys. And I heard this about my brother's keeper, but I believe that's been debunked. But then they do this what about me shit. What about black women? So that stoked a lot of anger with them. And then the fact that he is married to a white woman that is a model, I believe. TDS tender dick syndrome. Now, this is more political, Mr. Me Too. Let me get that back up there. Trump derangement syndrome. Yeah, but yeah, that's a pretty good one too. Some guys got that shit too, especially guys like Roland Martin and you got dudes butt cheeks flashing across your screen and then trying to say, "Oh, it came up in automatic search." If you're searching that kind of thing, yeah, I believe that that will get in your automatic plays. So you still ain't out the woods with that. And we do understand what kind of men support this party. Though I mean, I'll just say that I think that a lot of you Democratic supporters, and I'm not saying all of you, a lot of you men that cuck out like this, y'all are down with that. Y'all, many of you play for the other team. Just let me show y'all this real quick.
Black girl magic. I don't know why people think that she's Indian. If she's Indian, I'll fail to find it. Look out Indian. Fail to find it. That girl black. Through and through. Black. Act like this is. Second sister girl. Love.
I'm gonna vote like a motherfucking black man. How about that? shit, if I don't sit up there and vote for the couch. I mean, still with me, I still really can't vote for the couch. I can't. Let me take that back. I really can't because I mean, shit, that's too much of that history in me. But I want to make sure, but because of that, you got to make sure your vote is a sound decision, or you're insulting the people that died for it. You got people sitting up there suggesting that if you know that our ancestors died for this, so you got to vote Democrat. That's ridiculous. Vote, get out there and vote, and make sure it's a sound decision. Make sure that it's a decision that you're okay with, that you can live with. You ain't got to vote for a certain person because you black. I mean, you don't have to do that shit.
Jesus' principles that's laid out in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? So I can't be mad at someone who half of his principles is aligned with the Bible. I can't disagree with someone who is against the LGBTQIADEI plus agendas with men, including men, playing in women's sports. I can't agree with someone who's going.
Yeah, that was one of the policies they signed, like immediately. Like I said, you can't do nothing specifically for blacks, but you can sign a policy like that immediately, which is very specific to a certain group of people. So people have a right to be concerned about that. If you are a registered voter, you have a right to be concerned. Let's see. Plus, Kev, it's very American pastime to just keep black men the primary target. They never want us with our family. I agree with that. Because whenever that kind of dynamic comes into a conversation, you always got somebody that want to sit up there and try to put a damper on it. Sad thing is, that might have been something Roland's wife was searching. Can I use your laptop again? You never know, man. Somebody wrong in the situation. Like somebody wrong. We know that.
On to, do the abortion ban. I can't not do the abortion ban. I cannot agree with someone who's going to go ahead and take away our gun reform when in the Bible, Jesus is actually for us protecting ourselves. Somewhere in Luke, he definitely said, here's 2 swords.
Okay,
that is enough.
So let's let the, because she was talking to her in the pink, so she wanted to comment. Come on, sis.
Oh yeah, because when you say too much stuff that you when a person says too much stuff that you disagree with, you want to go ahead and cut them off and get the person talking that you agree with. Like I said, I've seen that on panels. I saw it on one panel in particular. I will not mention who these content creators are, but they was letting one guy speak because he was saying stuff they agreed with and cutting off the other guy who was saying stuff that he didn't agree with. We have a tendency to do that as well.
So we're running out of time.
Okay. The first thing God called us to do is love. And I think a lot of our speech, yes, 100% has been inflammatory, but he's called us to love and not judge.
Correct.
Second thing God gave us.
When they say don't judge, that usually means don't hold me accountable.
Is free will. It's not up to us to decide the cost of somebody's sins and how we're going to act out this person's punishment. So when you sit there and say that Trump's policies align with Jesus Christ, do you hear his speech? Do you hear his speech though?
Work on his heart.
But God says in the Bible, judge a man by his fruits. His fruits. Hold on. No, please don't talk over me. His fruits are inflammatory. His fruits are rotten. So please don't disrespect my Jesus Christ like that. Okay, my family was and let me also go back just a little bit more.
She said, don't disrespect her white Jesus like that. That's what she said.
My family was very instrumental. And let me also say, my family was very instrumental. Is this mic on? Can people hear me?
I feel like it
Okay.
Go ahead. We can't hear.
I just want to be heard.
Yeah.
And I'm also saying this as a person whose family was instrumental in founding the AME church.
Oh, look, my qualifier makes me way more important than it is you. She's taking the example from her girl, Tesla Figueroa.
I don't know where your relationship with God went wrong. And I'll retract that because I
She just said, don't judge. See, I'm telling you, man.
I can't judge where you're, but I think you need to go back to the Bible a little bit more and have some one-on-one time with him to really think about whether the person that you're calling to represent this country actually represents Jesus Christ.
Hey, look, this is not a person that is submitting. This is a person that is about to go off.
or whether he's actually thwarting Jesus' word.
You said that I'm disrespecting Jesus Christ. But what is disrespectful when he is the one who creates life? I think anybody who's a Christian can say he is the end all be all. He is the Alpha and Omega. He is the only one responsible for life. So what is disrespectful to the Lord Jesus Christ is him giving you a baby and giving you life and you dropping it at his feet. And I don't want it because you don't want to control who you having sex with. If you do not want to have a baby with somebody that you don't want a baby with, you don't need to be having sex with that person. Maybe you need to close your legs. Maybe that's what you need to do.
Yeah, because we never ever say, hey, you know what? Maybe if we're a little bit sexually responsible and understand the education that some of us should have got in sex ed in high school, and even when we had like responsible parents telling us, no, you bet not do that. Because I remember specifically my dad said, you get one pregnant, you getting married. Period. It was like that. But, I guess since, we have all these fatherless homes, we're not doing that anymore. And we feel like we don't have to be responsible for anything. We don't even think about the possibility of STDs. Just fuck, just be fucking. They'll say, oh, you ain't got a condom? Oh, that's okay. Just be fucking and don't motherfucking care. Yeah, we don't want to discuss the issue in that light. Because if we actually as a people, because since like many of the men are saying this, then we're getting the business for it. They're saying that we hate women, telling people to be sexually responsible, and we should be telling the men to be sexually responsible. Sexually responsible. I hope I'm saying that correctly. But we should be telling the men this because they're the ones that's getting people pregnant and all this stuff and blah 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 and everything. Why can't people in general act like they got common goddamn sense? It's not like some women aren't seductive. I mean, I'll just tell you that much. And I'm not saying that's an excuse for any man too, because any man should understand what happens when you shoot up a club. There may be a baby on the way. But since we want to make this a political issue, since you're running on this platform, which is shameful, you're running on the abortion platform. Let's kill some babies. All right, that's good enough for me. Instead of exercising sexual responsibility and accountability, it's crazy. It's crazy. But some of y'all like hoes. I mean, nobody's trying to take nothing from y'all. But still, man, call a spade a spade. Common sense is common sense.
You just don't want to be responsible with your body count. You want to use I don't want a man telling me what to do with my body as an output and as an excuse. But that is not. You telling me I'm disrespectful and I need to revisit. Maybe you need to revisit.
Okay. So when you relax, I mean,
gaslighting. That's what black Democratic supporters and voters think that gonna work with other black people. Gaslighting. For a black person to take the stances that they take show that they have already been deprogrammed from the bullshit. I mean, I would think.
so we wanted to pass. We want nobody. We got
Irrelevant conversation.
How is it irrelevant for talking about policies?
Sis, hold on.
Irrelevant, young lady.
Let's let
It's
him
irrelevant because there's a such thing called separation between church and state. Your religious beliefs, if you will just let me.
I can't stand this shit. It's like, okay, you want to take everybody, you want to take everybody's beliefs and feelings into account in the political process, especially certain groups of people like the rainbow community. But when it comes to Christians, they are instantly shut down. Okay, that's very hypocritical. And this guy right here, whoever he is talking, he looked like he seen one up close a few minutes ago. And no telling what other unspeakable act. But
finish. Your religious beliefs do not supersede my right as an American to not subscribe to that if I so choose. The government does not allow, the government is not inside my bedroom. The government shouldn't be inside your bedroom. What you do between you and God, you'll sort it out when you go seek salvation later. But for
okay, so no, the government is in our bedroom when dudes are having unprotected sex with women and, levying child support. So I don't understand.
the government to try and sort that out through law, makes no sense because this is not, everyone in this country is not Christian.
Well, one
So,
thing about it,
excuse
no,
me,
when I first came up
I mean, I get what he's saying.
here,
Excuse
I
me,
said,
excuse
as
me,
a Christian, I'm
excuse me.
disappointed in
If
the
you
Christian
will,
point of view.
please don't,
So don't
please
say I'm
don't,
speaking for
please
anybody
don't,
else.
please don't disrespect me or yourself. Okay? Please do not.
The way you just did by saying that
Please-
you're for killing of
please
people
do
when you
not-
said don't murder,
Sis,
that disrespect, is that the same disrespect we're talking about?
Now, wait a minute.
Okay.
Deaconess Figaro said, let's let everybody
Deacon
have
Figaro, go
Deacon
ahead.
Figaro, let's let everybody have Deaconess.
Told you, man. Program shields.
Let him
Come on,
finish
Deacon Figaro.
his point, and then we got to let somebody else come up.
He's great. Separation of church and state. She said she was a Christian, but the founding fathers weren't Christian. They were deists and atheists, particularly the big three: Washington, Jefferson, and Franklin. And weren't they slave owners as well? Yes, they were slave owners. You know, we got this issue that we call reparations. And the reason why that issue is on the table is because of slavery. So if that matters, yes, if that matters in the context of what she's saying and what Mr. Scene One Up Close is saying, then we have to take that into consideration. Mm. So, hey, so we just Franklin was actually a slave. Shit, the slave that ended up on $100 bill. Like this. Plus, all this abortion narrative is a smokescreen to the people. The same government is currently funding 2 wars to the same people that get reparation tax breaks every 4 years. Yeah, it's a smokescreen. And then it is, and it's funny you should say that, Robert Nelson, because like I said, I got this off Black Light Revelations community tab. Very easily, that's what it is. Just be careful because I know YouTube demonetizes videos for even speaking out against this, and and they're doing this for a people who's claiming that they are fighting for our democracy. Democracy, my ass. Kiel Bonner, great points. Slavery and Jim Crow as well, and redlining in Tulsa. Yep. He was indentured to his brother who beat the hell out of him because it was Tuesday. Sorry to hear that. But he discovered electricity and ended up on $100 bill. How he persevered. Oklahoma denied Tulsa survivors. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. It is not much of an uproar. Did Kamala mention that? I mean, not as a political ploy, as to if I get in office, I'm gonna help these people get their money. If she were to say something like that, I think people will feel better about her. Keep dreaming, folks. Okay. Okay. Oh, I want. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, but I have absolutely zero. I mean, I'm willing to listen to anyone. I'm willing to listen to anyone. Um, I don't care. I, I mean, whether the average black Democratic voter believes that they are being criticized. Yeah, you're being criticized. I mean, good, but if I could grade it off what I see on social media, you guys are obnoxious. You guys make me not want to be Democrat anymore. I'm really like leaning more toward just like whatever my best interests are. If that lands with a Democratic candidate, a Republican candidate, or somebody else, we got this Green Party out here, or we can be an independent. You know what I'm saying? We got those choices. There are more than a few options that we could exercise. We don't have to be Democrat, and that is more that is more evident than ever. And you ain't got to be stuck. But if you're going to gaslight and you're going to disrespect, another black person because they ain't exactly trusting of the Democrats, then I'm not speaking for all. I can only speak for me. And I'll just say this: fuck you, fuck a you. I don't have to vote for your stupid candidate. I don't have to vote for your stupid party. I don't. I don't have to do any of that shit. Oh, but what about Trump? Let's get back to let's get back to what I was saying in the beginning about Trump derangement syndrome. Y'all hate this man so much, it's made you hate your own people. Point blank in the discussion, it made you hate your own people. Lots of people that are, uh, like I said, that got social media accounts who are free thinkers. I mean, they represent a very small minority group of people who are actually waking up that can, but these people have the capabilities of getting their voice out there. So it is good. It is a good sign that there are people out there that are thinking for themselves. Thank God. Like even this image right here, like, yeah, I see what the image is trying to say. This is as far as the evil, really, really creepy smile that's on Trump is what they see. Uh versus the bias of the moderators. And I know I didn't mention this earlier. Oh yeah, I think I did mention this earlier about how one of the moderators is an AKA. So that debate was pretty one sided, but Trump did let it get under his skin, and that was not a good look for him. And he don't look good anyway to a lot of folks, but he does have a lot of support still. In fact, I hear he's going up in some polls. So you black Democratic voters that think I'm an idiot for saying this, you know, you may have something to worry about, you may not. But, I'm still kind of on the side that I believe that Kamala is going to walk into the White House. She's going to be our president for the next 4 years. I mean, if I'm wrong, I will state that I'm wrong. I have no problem doing it. And some of us do, especially black Democratic voters. But it's Trump who is angry, blowing up because the media was focusing on Harris more than Trump. Rallies been showing up with a lot of empty seats. You're not an idiot. You just don't like Harris. I don't like Harris. You're right. I don't like Harris. I don't like a party. I don't like a party that uses the media to try to shame black men. Like I said, that even though the vast majority of black men will still vote Democrat. That's all I'm hearing in the media. Black men this, black men that. Hell, when Biden was declared the winner, you had Janelle Monáe talking about some fuck black men, fuck white women, and fuck everybody else that voted for Trump, targeting black men. Not saying that we should listen to her as far as politicians and politics go, but this is the sentiment that is out here. Let me see if I can find this real quick. I mean, hello from Texas. What up, John Rojas? John C. Rojas. Are you willing to wager, Kev? No. I'm just one of those guys, man. It's just like this stuff like that doesn't go in my favor very often. And those black men won't even get acknowledged if she's win. No, they won't. No, 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 no. No, they won't. No, 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 no. But before I go, let me go to my page. Let me go to my page real quick and Go to the community tab, and then I am out of here. Okay. And I didn't get much of a response on the community tab from this, but I mean that's cool. A response is a response. I mean, it's her right to say anything she wants. I don't want their freedom taken away from when I have my objections to the kind of dumb shit people say. I don't want them to not say it. I am fully for and in support of people revealing themselves. But you have a mentality that stunts progress. You got to understand that. They didn't learn from Jamil Hill. uh, but yeah, let me go ahead and show y'all this. Because I don't think I have to show y'all that obnoxious woman anymore, that Tesla Figaro. That is unacceptable. That is unfucking acceptable. How she acted. But anyway, this is my idea. This is the hierarchy. This is the hierarchy. It was meant to be somewhat satirical. It was, but my only real concern is to let our people know where they are. Here you go, black woman, and here you go, black man. So hopefully this does not go this did not go over some of y'all head. And I know some of you may not be exactly happy about seeing something like this. And y'all probably wish y'all could post memes in the comment section so you can do the Steven from Django meme on me, but I don't give a fuck, bro. Being a supporter of the Democratic Party does not mean you love black people or you want to do what's in the best interest of black people. It does not mean. It's a convoluted, foolhardy effort at this point. It really is. But at the same time, vote for who you want to vote for. Because yeah, the fact remains is that there were people who died for black people's right to vote. So if you want to vote for the couch, I have no problem with you. It's not going to be to the point where I hate you. If you vote for Kamala Harris, we kind of side eye you for a second and just like, okay, then what do you? Because I love to ask Harris voters, what do you expect to get out of this? Do you want something for your vote? It's okay to want something for your vote. And do you expect and then people come up with this cheese dick excuse of oh I don't want no handouts or something like they some proud people or something. Cut that fucking shit out. You know damn well you take the payment. You would take the check. So people need to cut that bullshit out. They owe us. Not to say that we're going to get it, because I don't believe that we're going to get a reparations check. I don't think any of us will. And the people that you love and you want to vote for are fighting against you getting it too. So that does give me a degree of personal satisfaction right there, knowing that if you continually try to badger and pester other black people about voting for this party. At this point, my stance is just let people do what they want. It's not important that a black person votes Democrat. And the wrong way to get a point across is to insult someone for not seeing things the way you see them. Said way super red. You got to worry about what's best for you. Vote what's best for you. Everyone else is secondary. I want her to stack SCOTUS, get Citizens United overturned. It'll never happen. It'll never happen because see, they get paid extra money for Citizens United. That's money out of their pocket. Symbolism is enough for them. I heard. Yeah, yeah. It's they're Clyburns. I just want to feel good. I don't want nothing for my vote. I just want to feel good. You got men like Steve Harvey. I've given up on Steve Harvey completely. I mean, I do understand that we kind of been like kind of wrote Steve Harvey off, but you don't go around telling voters that you don't go around telling people that he tired of black folks expecting something for our vote. You fucking fool. Same thing with Jim Clyburn. I don't want Representative James Clyburn. I don't want nothing for my vote. I just want to feel good. You fucking idiot. I mean, he's an elder black man. I get it, but for real, like, you're insulting us. Yeah. Always the boomers. I see you down there, yo, Joe. The typical, yeah, I don't know what that means. But Donald Rump, fuck or something like what supporter is a blue collar poor white man and his wife who admits that the Duranfa is crazy, but he says what I can't say. He gets nothing, so that's pure symbolism. We're talking about our community. We're talking about black folks. When we speak of black folks, we speak of the response. We speak of the response we get from the Democratic Party whenever we ask for something. And it's been extremely blatant. And there's receipts all over the fucking place. And I remember some of the shit, like some of the audio, some of the video I've seen. Hood conservative, what's good? Black man, you ain't on the bus. Black women on the bus, but they're at the back of it. You got people out there talking about why do you want something for your vote? Fuck them motherfuckers. Like I'm done with the shit. I'm done with speaking. I'm done with, and I'm not saying you guys, but I'm done with speaking with idiots about this. Like even with family, I don't even want to discuss this shit with family. I got an AK in my family. Oh hell, if Kamala win, goddamn. Shoot. And then like somebody mentioned one of the family members mentioned Kamala today. Kamala told Trump up in the debate. And like I said, I'm very short because I know it's gonna start a snowball of a discussion if I really tell them how I really feel. So anyway, I'm getting out of here. I don't know if I got my point across thoroughly enough for the ones that for the ones that are listening and the ones that will listen in the replay gang. I appreciate you guys for being here. He said, I feel for you. Thanksgiving is going to suck. It sure is. It sure is. Because I think you believe what I believe. I think, well, if either one of them win, it's going to suck. Because you're either going to have some old celebrating the symbolism and, dumping on Trump, Trump this, Trump that. Oh, at least we kept him out of office. Blah blah blah. Oh my God, a black woman. She's president. I was like, then I don't know. I might be smug and say, you mean the South Asian? Oh, y'all gonna start with that? Let us have it. Let us black women have it. Yeah, it's gonna be all of that. It's gonna be all of that. If you're around like-minded people, Joe. If you're like if you're around like-minded people, boomers are cool. We have all the money. LOL. I feel a bit sorry for younger folks who can't acquire the wealth from home ownership, while there's corporate welfare of the Dems. Okay, so you agree with younger people being? Nah, I ain't gonna straw man it. That's what people say when they want straw. Oh, so you believe something else that besides what you're saying? But and I'm around like-minded people. Yeah, You're gonna be around like-minded people. All of you gonna celebrate the first woman president, which I mean, I don't care about it being a woman, but let it be a woman who's qualified. I mean, well, she is qualified. And what I'm saying for what the presidency has become, yes. But here's a challenge. Here's a challenge to anybody in the comment section. Like just comment section. Like after I get off the air, what did what did Trump do that was extremely harmful to specifically blacks when he was president? What did he do? I'm not talking about feelings. I said specifically, not this all people policy. Oh, he ruined the economy. He handled COVID wrong. Ugh. We got arguments against all of that. That she could stack the court. What did he do specifically to black people? What did Trump do specifically? What did he do to harm black folks? I know you asked that question earlier, but people ask that question because we asked what the DN specifically did for black people, and the answer will be nothing. So why even fight it? He didn't do anything against us. Yeah, that's what I'm asking. That's the question. What did he do against us? What did he do that had an adverse effect on blacks? What did he do? Because he was supposed to do that. According to many people, many blacks, and how we were delivered messages, he was supposed he it was so severe. He was supposed to put us back in slavery. He was supposed to put us back in slavery. He was supposed to bring Jim Crow black. You know what he did? Some of y'all thought y'all couldn't be friends with white people anymore. Oh my God. Trump is making white people hate us. We can't be friends no more. Damn him. Damn, like, stop. He tore the country apart. Like, nigga, when I say already divided, that's exactly what I mean. How can you divide something that's already divided? Trump ain't do shit. No, that's a straw man argument. I don't know one black person said Trump did this to black people. They say he screwed up the economy, etc. But let me go ahead and use a TV talking point. The Democrat had the White House for the past 12 or 16 years. Somebody on the news say this. I forgot who it was, and it was a white man. But the Democrats had the White House the past 12 or 16 years. Why do things need fixing? We just had Biden for 4 years. Y'all believe in Biden so much. What did he do? What did Harris do? Harris is already there. What difference? What difference does she need to make? You know, and according to their logic, they've already had a 4 year head start. So, I mean, she should be trying to continue some of these strong ass policies that they had during the during the presidency from 2020 to 2024. I'm sorry. What's the problem? What does she have to fix? What is she fixing? What is she gonna make? She's gonna make things better. She's gonna continue to work with Biden, which basically most of that shit was a continuation of Trump anyway. And that's the conversation we're not ready for. But I'm tired. I got to get up tomorrow morning. Family stuff. But yeah. Thank y'all guys for coming through. Uh, vote like a black man. Fuck Roland Martin. And I'm out. Long live the habitual line steppers. Peace.